Hater 1 been exposed. Hater 2 been exposed. Hater 3, come on down. You're the next contestant on the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. You are now tuned in to a brand new episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K Sapp. And today, man, wow. Shedeur Sanders really ain't even got to say nothing. All his actions he displayed out on the football field got all the Cleveland insiders eating crow. And he's exposing them all by himself. But we're going to talk about it right after this.
Let me put you on game. These other podcasts out here talking that shit, but ain't repping the same. It's my bro K-Sapp, chopping up topics for your optics. From politics to your top hits. Tune in, you gotta watch this. Exclusive material for your radio, stereo, bumping high definition. Stop what you doing and listen. We smashing all competition. You better jump on this wave. Somebody pass me a mic, man, I got something to say.
Man. Wow. Now, we've exposed Tony Grossi. We've exposed Jason Lloyd. Now it's time for Mary Kay Cabot to get exposed. And basically, Shedeur Sanders exposed Mary Kay Cabot by his actions out on the football field. Now, you know all the narratives around Shedeur Sanders. You know how all that came about through this 2025 NFL season with the Cleveland Browns. We had the Cleveland insiders talking their own narrative, saying all these things about Shedeur Sanders, saying good things about Dylan Gabriel. All the Cleveland insiders, such as Tony Grossi, Jason Lloyd, Mary Kay Cabot, Anthony Lima, they all thought that Dylan Gabriel was going to be their quarterback of the future. They all thought Dylan Gabriel was head and shoulders above Shedeur Sanders. And they was sadly mistaken. And the reason why they was sadly mistaken is because Shedeur Sanders was not getting no first team reps, right? And Shedeur Sanders was able to get in the game when Dylan Gabriel went down with a concussion against the Baltimore Ravens. And he showed glimpse of what we know Shedeur Sanders is all about. And then when he got his first start against the Las Vegas Raiders, Shedeur Sanders put on a phenomenal performance. Got the first win as a rookie quarterback in over 16 years. And then we saw what he did against Cam Ward, the number one pick in the 2025 draft. He went head-to-head with him and outperformed him tremendously. Passed for over 360 yards, had 3 throwing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. The first rookie quarterback to do that in the Super Bowl era outside of Joe Burrows, of throwing for over 360 yards and 3 touchdowns. And all the narrative surrounding around the Cleveland Browns is Shedeur Sanders is not ready. We heard what Tony Grossi had to say. Shedeur is not ready. That's hater number 1. Hater number 2, Jason Lloyd. All the narratives that he has spilled around social media and around the internet about Shedeur Sanders. And he's still talking junk about Shedeur Sanders. And Ken Carman put him in his place. And we've exposed him on this platform. We've heard G. Bush from the barbershop cook, slice, and glazed him all over UCSS. And it wasn't even funny. He took him to the back of the yard behind the shed and put belt to ass. And now we heard everything that Mary Kay was saying. Mary Kay was flip-flopping all season long. Things that she said when Dylan Gabriel was the starting quarterback. She said that Shedeur Sanders will probably not get an opportunity, that they're going to move forward with Dylan Gabriel. Then all of a sudden, Shedeur Sanders started making all these Cleveland insiders eat crow. And what happened? Everybody's been exposed ever since Kevin Stefanski has been let go as the Cleveland Browns head coach. Now, you know the Cleveland Browns are in search for a new head coach. And it's crazy on some of the things that these beat writers are saying when it's coming to these new head coaches and these candidates that Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry are interviewing. And it's all predicated around Shedeur Sanders, the person that they never gave a chance to. Now all of a sudden they singing another tune. And that's why I say Shedeur Sanders has exposed them one by one with his play on the field. And now everything is predicated around Shedeur Sanders. Let's take a listen to what Mary Kay Cabot had to say when she was on, Baskin and Phelps. Let's just take a listen and listen how she predicates these head coaching searches. Everything's around Shedeur Sanders. And she finally has admitted that Dylan Gabriel is nowhere in the Cleveland Browns' future. So let's take a listen.
Giants are with Jackson Dart and Cam Ward, respectively. They say, hey, this is our young kid. We're going with him. We're going to build around him. But where do you think the Shedeur Sanders, and to be fair, let's throw Dylan Gabriel in there because he did start this season as well. So these two young rookies, how do you think they factor in to this coaching search as far as their importance?
Well, I think that the Browns are probably talking to these candidates a whole lot about what they see and think about Shedeur Sanders, because out of anybody on this roster, he would be someone who would be considered to be a possible quarterback of the future. So I'm sure they're picking the brains of these guys to say, hey, what do you think of what we've got right here, right now? And do you feel like you could work with them? And in the same way, they are encouraging candidates to possibly hang on to Jim Schwartz and Tommy Rees. I'm sure that in a perfect world, they would like some of these candidates to get excited about Shedeur and tell the Browns that, hey, we think you have something here. Because if they could do that, they would save themselves a whole lot of trouble, time, money, and everything else to know that they could build around him and see what they have with him for next year and move forward with that. So I think that's how it's all working out.
Mary Kay, the Jim Schwartz situation feels clunky to me. If you're telling candidates that you'd really like to keep Jim Schwartz as defensive coordinator, why don't you just hire Jim Schwartz as your head coach?
Well, it depends on what you want. Once again, I think you have to go through the process. I think you have to talk to all these people and see how you feel about the direction and the vision for your football team. If you want to keep your head coach around for the next 10, 12, how many ever years, even more than that, the way the Ravens have done, the way the Steelers have done, you might want to go with someone younger. Or if you want to make sure that you are getting someone who can handle a young roster and be that leader for this football team and at this moment in time, maybe you do go with a Jim Schwartz. So I think they're trying to be open-minded about the whole process, and I think that's smart because what you think heading into a search might not be what you think coming out of it.
Guys, did y'all hear what Mary Kay Cabot said? Like I've told y'all, and I've said it plenty of times, you got your future quarterback. You need to build around him. Now everybody wants to say everything that KSAP from the Simply Ball Dropping podcast has been saying all along. Go check the receipts. Go check my catalog. I've been saying this. Cleveland Browns got who you need. You need to build around them. Now everybody wants to sing this Shedeur Sanders praise. These insiders, they don't know what else to say. They've been exposed and it's been brought to light because listen to what they're saying. So it seems like the whole time that there was an agenda because they was trying to save face of Kevin Stefanski. The agenda was be on Kevin Stefanski's good side and talk bad about Shedeur Sanders. But now it's backfired on all of them because all of them now want to sing the Shedeur Sanders praise. You heard what Mary Kay Cabot said. You heard what Tony Grossi said. Jason Lloyd is somebody different because he's just a straight up hater and a borderline racist. But now it seems like everybody that was rooting for Dylan Gabriel, they don't even talk about Dylan Gabriel no more. Mary Kay Cabot just admitted that Dylan Gabriel is nowhere in the Cleveland Browns' future plans. This head coaching search is predicated around Shedeur Sanders. Jimmy Haslam and Andrew Berry are pitching to these candidates, build around Shedeur Sanders. He's going to be our future quarterback. He's our quarterback one going forward. They've said it in so many ways, but you just got to catch it. Read the lines, not in between the lines. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all. Everybody's being exposed, man. Everybody is being exposed and everything is coming out. And like I've always said, what don't come out in the wash will come out in the rinse. And it's slowly coming out. That's why I'm here to talk about it. Because when I hear stuff like this, I have to go back to the receipts that I have, and I got to bring up pertinent information that I've been telling you guys in these situations about Mary Kay Cabot. But she just happened to be next on my list to be exposed. There's more to come. And she's exposing herself because of what she just said and what you guys just listened to. She made herself look bad. Now everything is Shador this, Shador that. Where's your boy Dylan Gabriel? Where's your boy Bailey Zappi? See, what happened is Dante Moore threw a monkey wrench in everybody's system by returning back to Oregon, not declaring for the NFL draft. And the Cleveland Browns are stuck at the 6th pick and the 23rd pick. So now the Raiders are on the clock with the number 1 pick. You know they're going to go with Francisco Mendoza because Geno Smith ain't getting it done. And you've seen what Kenny Pickett did. So now that's out the window. So now you ain't got no choice but to build around Shador Sanders. Just like I've been telling people. But nah, don't nobody want to listen because I'm just a YouTuber in this sports media space. But I'm bringing you the facts. I've said it. I've stood 10 toes down about Shador Sanders. I'm not hedging. I'm staying right where I'm at. He's the franchise quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Build around him. I see everybody in the comment section, #salute. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, turn your post notifications on so you know every time Simply Ball drops another hot banger. Oh yeah, just in case I forgot. Tell a friend to tell a friend. It might not be for you, but it might be for them. And this is going to wrap up another episode of the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I'm your host and the man behind the mic, K-Sap. Catch you on the next one. Deuces.
Thanks for listening to the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share on all major platforms.
That's all, folks.